The business is your personal brand. If you do not have a personal brand in 2025, I don't care if you work a corporate job, I don't care if you're a content creator, I don't care if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, you need to have a personal brand in 2025. And that is the best asset that you are going to monetize that is going to lead you to financial freedom. And I'm going to break down everything in this video that you need to know in terms of why personal branding, how to monetize it, how to show up on social media, literally the A to Z. So here are the video chapters if you want to go through, if you need to see it, or if you're rewatching this for the second or third time. But before I get into the video, make sure to subscribe. I am on the journey of reaching 100,000 subscribers and impacting 1 million people and helping them create their version of an unforgettable life. So the first thing of what I want to say is I used to preach this back in 2018 before personal branding even became a thing that people do on social media, because I realized when I started to create content on social media, people started to follow me and I started to build a brand and a following very quickly because they fell in love with me as a person. And if you don't know what a personal brand is, it's basically the feeling and experience you're creating for somebody based on who you are, based on your identity, based on your values, based on your beliefs, based on your stories and your experiences. So us as humans, we connect to people that we also relate to based on our own beliefs, our own values, our own stories, and our own experiences. So to be honest, personal branding is just a term that of course now we use in business, we use on social media, because we have realized and we have understood that people, they get the most attention because they're the most connected to other people, either online, offline, in their community, with their clients, at a 9-to-5 job. They feel connected because they know how to fully express themselves. So next year, I mean, in 2025, no matter when you're watching this, maybe it's already 2025, if your goal is to be financially free, is to build more wealth, is to get more money, wealth is honestly just a game of attention. Those that like you the most, they're willing to do the most business with you. They're willing to, buy your products. They're willing to put in a good word for you to their boss. You get a promotion, all of those things. It is a game of personal branding. And those who know how to play the best are the ones who are going to make the most amount of money. So now that we understand what personal branding is, why it's so important, how can we actually develop this personal brand for ourselves? And then of course, how can we monetize it? I always say you cannot build a personal brand if you don't know who you are at your core, right? And sometimes we're like, I know who I am. Like, I'm someone who's very to themselves. I'm someone that's very organized. I really value family. I want to work a job, blah, blah, blah. Like, sometimes we think we know who we are, but a lot of the times it's just a mask, right? If you were to take everything off, if you were to strip yourself from your job, your career, your family, your friends, who are you at your core? What do you truly care about? What do you truly value? What do you truly believe? And when I did that for myself, I got to the root core. And for me, some of my values when it comes to my personal brand is honestly joy. It's like the more fun I have in my life, I believe the more wealth I'm going to get. I believe the more friendships I'm going to have. I believe the better experiences I'm going to have. And then courage. Everything in my life, I did not get because of confidence. I did not get because it was given to me. I got because I put myself out there. I pushed myself outside my comfort zone. You don't need confidence to build your life. You need courage to actually follow through what you said that you would actually do. So when I stripped everything else away from me, because let me tell you, almost 7 years ago, if someone were to ask me, what's your personal brand? Who are you? I would tell them I'm shy. I'm very to myself. I'm very introverted. I'm very, in my shell. Like, I don't want attention. I don't want to be speaking on stages. I'm not the type of person who does these type of things, who builds a YouTube channel. But look what I'm doing now. Like, clearly that was not me. So if you truly want to get to the root of who you are, what your personal brand is, strip everything away from you and ask yourself, what do you actually value? What do you actually believe? And that is how you are going to build this brand on social media. That is how you're actually going to get the job promotion, because you're no longer putting on this facade of what you think you should be doing. You're going to be showing up as you 100% all the damn time. And when you also show up 100% all the damn time, people naturally get magnetized to you and you naturally get attention because you were just in your flow. I actually saw a TikTok just yesterday of this girl who, what she does for a living is she helps famous people get even more famous, or regular people get famous. And what she said in the TikTok was, what's like famous right now is Ariana Grande and Wicked. Absolutely love her. Fell in love with that movie. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But what she said in that video really caught my attention. She said the reason why people like Ariana Grande, they just keep getting more famous and they keep getting more attention is because when they are playing like Glinda, the character in Wicked, whatever they're doing, when they're like, you know, singing and when they're writing songs and music, they are in their flow. They are doing what they are meant to do. They are doing what is true to them. They're truly expressing themselves. So the reason why a lot of the times when we are in a job or even when we're in a business and we feel so stuck and we can't get to the next level, we can't make more money, we can't get more attention, it's not because of the strategy. Sometimes it's the strategy if you don't know how to actually get there. But the majority of the time, it is because there's a block in your throat. Like you are literally blocking yourself because you don't even know who the fuck you are. You don't know how to express yourself. You don't know what your personal brand is. So it's even really hard for other people to do business with you, to give you a job promotion, to even be in a friendship and a relationship with you because they can't feel the real you. So the first thing that you want to do, once again, build your personal brand online is first identify and get clear on who you actually are, but actually start showing up in that way. Don't dim your life. If someone asks you for your opinion, share what's actually true to you. And this does not mean you're coming off as rude, as bitchy, as hardcore. It's like you are just expressing what you need, what you want, what's worth your time and your value. I have never worked a real 9-to-5 job. I've never worked a 9-to-5 job. I've never worked corporate. I've worked part-time jobs. I've done internships when I was in college. And I remember there would be certain questions during interviews where they would ask me, it's like, why do you value working here? Or like they would say, what about you? What characteristics do you have that would be amazing when it comes to team building? And I know sometimes people would say like, study these questions and come up with answers that make you look the best. But I remember thinking to myself, why would I come up with answers that would make me look the best, even though if that's not truly me? Because even when I get the job, then I'm going to have to show up as this fake ass person. So I remember when I was actually in high school, I was in a business class and we had to do fake interviews with like corporate individuals. And I remember setting up this interview with a bank and she told me after the interview, I would hire you in a heartbeat. And the reason why was because I didn't show up fake as fuck, right? I showed up truly as myself, as my authentic core. I shared what was true in my heart, my milestones, like what I was confident and certain about. And she was like, heck yeah, if you were in college, if you were in high school, I would hire you right now. And she told me that like you had so much more courage and confidence than people in like their 20s and their 30s. And back then I was like 17, 18 years old. So even with that experience, when I got onto social media and when I realized I do want to build a brand, I do want to build a business, I want to have this life for myself, I didn't start by asking myself, who do I need to be? Like, how do I need to show up as? I got true to myself and asked me, like, what do I actually genuinely care about? And that's how I start to create content. And the last thing I want to say about creating and cultivating this personal brand, how you're really showing up, is when you do come across different opportunities, situations, experiences, even people, if something you want and you don't necessarily have right now, you want to show up, you want to ask, or if you get certain opportunities from other people, heck, if you're trying to find, you want to be in a relationship and you come across somebody and they ask you on a date and you're on that date and you're not really vibing, you don't want to change who you are at your core to get that person to like you. And I don't care how much you want to be in a relationship. I've done this in the past where I have like literally wanted to be in a relationship so bad. I wanted to find love so bad that I literally changed every single thing about myself to make this person like me. But at the end of the day, it did nothing for me because I wasn't even who I was at my core, right? So once again, I'm getting a little sidetracked right here, but going back to it, your personal brand is going to lead you to financial success and financial wealth in 2025, because when you know your values, what you're about, why you're wealthy, why you're already wealthy, first of all, why you're worthy, why people should actually be chasing you, to hire you, to work with you, to do business with you, it's not going to feel like you have to chase anybody else. Now, the second piece of this is actually monetizing it. How can you make money with a personal brand? So I'm going to first talk about it online in a business entrepreneurial way, but then I'm also going to talk about it in a corporate way, because I know some of you guys that watch my videos, you are in corporate, you love your job, but maybe you just want to work your way up. Maybe you want to get a bonus. Maybe you want to be in a different department in your corporate career, whatever that is. But let's first go through, if you want to build a business on social media, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a content creator, but you actually want to get paid your worth, this is how you're actually going to monetize your personal brand. Let's say, for an example, your brand is all about environmental friendly products, like everything, like you love using environmentally friendly products, cleaning supplies, soap, even different like furniture in your house. How you're gonna monetize this is, you can monetize it so many different ways, but the top ways that I would really recommend doing this in 2025 is your own digital product, whether that's ebooks, it could be courses, it can be guides, it can be templates, it can be memberships, subscriptions, and or brand deals. That is where social media is going. That is where personal branding is going. People are willing to pay you money to either do a collaboration with you, for you to either promote their product to your audience, or people actually want to buy directly from you. Once again, if you're on social media and you have a personal brand, people are not buying into the product that you're selling, they're buying into you as a person. So imagine if up until now you're a content creator and the only thing you have done is work with other businesses and promote their products. That's fine, you'll probably make some money, but the reason why your audience is there is not because of their products, they're there because of you. So imagine if you came up with your own product, your own digital product, even if it's your own physical product, I don't care what it is that you do. I know for me, I built most of my wealth with like digital products, but imagine you came out with that, like your audience would be raving over it. They would, like, your product would be sold out in the first 24 hours because they love you as a person. So if you don't have your own digital product right now, start thinking about like, what would you create? In the really beginning, before I ever got into teaching other people how to honestly build their unforgettable life, build a life of wealth, freedom, their personal brand, social media, change their mindset, all those things, I started by helping people just set goals and reach them. And it was simply by doing online workshops, masterclasses, just doing one-on-one hourly coaching sessions through Zoom, and people paid me money for that, guys. One of my first ever clients I got, he paid me $2,000 to work with him for 3 months. And back then, $2,000 was like $1 million to me. I'm like, people are willing to pay me this type of money just because they see me showing up with courage and confidence on social media. They see me showing up, getting my goals done, and now they want to pay me. It's like, when I look at it that way, that's why this video is labeled like, start this business in 2025 if you want to be financially free. It's personal branding. Like, no other business product can be as competitive and be as wealthy and valuable as a personal brand. It's like, if people see you of value, they're willing to pay you money. And to be honest, in like a lifespan, people are going to be changing jobs, careers. You're always going to be going in a different direction. So imagine you built your entire identity around your job or around a product. The minute you want to change, everything is gone. But imagine if you built it with your personal brand, with your own values, with your own beliefs, what you truly genuinely care about. And even if your values and your beliefs and your identity shifts and changes, because it always does, we're growing every single day, people would just, they've built a connection with you already. They feel like you're family, so they're always going to buy what you have. Now, from a corporate lens and from a corporate perspective, people, once again, it's the same thing when it comes to entrepreneurship and business and selling products on social media. But if you're in a corporate setting, it's usually team building. It's usually how can you connect with people? How can you help people? But also, what do you bring to the table? What ideas do you have? How can you really thrive at your job? If you're someone who's always just looking at the clock, you're waiting to go home at 5 p.m., you bet your ass you're not going to get a promotion. You're not going to get changed to a different department. But imagine if you actually showed up with truly who you are. Like, for an example, if you work in corporate, maybe you work in like a Petco or something, right? And you manage like the marketing department in Petco and you love it. Like, you love animals. You have such a deep connection to them. You have your own pets. Like, you truly want to ask yourself, what do I want to do for this company? What do I want to do with these marketing campaigns? Like, what truly connects me to my pets? And maybe for you, it came from like mental health. Like, the reason why you got your cat, your dog is because you really struggled with depression and anxiety. And now it's like, now that you have them, that doesn't really happen to you anymore. Or even when you have those episodes, you get out of it a lot faster. If you actually brought that to the table and you included that in a marketing campaign, I bet your boss, your director would give you a raise and a bonus on the spot, because like mental health, it's such a big thing in today's society. It's like people experience that on a day-to-day basis. So instead of selling a Petco product of like, oh, these are the nutritional facts and the benefits, it's organic, blah, blah, blah. But maybe for the new marketing campaign now, you're positioning your product as this is something for your family member. Like, you have already done so much for yourself by feeding yourself good food, fueling yourself, giving yourself the opportunity to get a gym membership. Now it's time for you to do that with your pet, because your pet gives you so much comfort. That is why we have this new product. Like, the way that you are going to approach is going to be so much different, and you would have never came up with that idea if you weren't connected to your personal brand. And all of a sudden, instead of Jen in the marketing department who just did okay on her job this month, it's all of a sudden, oh my gosh, did you hear Jen's story? And everybody in the company now knows you because you brought that idea to the table, because of your story and because of who you are as a person. And let me tell you guys, this is going to go such a far way, such a long way. This is not something that is just happening in 2025. This is just the direction of where I see everything going in life. When people feel connected to you as a person, love is going to feel easier, making money is going to feel easier, being happier is going to feel so much easier, and life is going to feel so much easier. So comment below, let me know what has been your biggest takeaway in this video. And until next video, I love you guys so much. And until then, make sure that you stay unforgettable.